Hey everyone, so today I'm going to do another Degrassi video, back at it again. So here we go. First and foremost, number 10 is one of those ones that I've kind of done before where it's just like a character and then multiple relationships. So it's Zoe and literally her relationship, which wasn't really a relationship, but her thing that she had with Zig, but also her actual relationship with Miles. Because on Zig's part, I loved it, like literally shipped it so freaking hard, and then it literally went nowhere and it actually really pissed me off because I really was rooting for them. And then with Zoe and Miles, I didn't really care for Zoe and Miles when they were actually going out, but I actually really liked the possibility, and like I really would have liked actually if Zoe hadn't, you know, been like gay, if Zoe and Miles could have happened, because I actually really liked the way that Miles was treating Zoe and like their dynamic during the Don't Look Back episode. Was it Don't Look Back? I felt like it was called Don't Look Back, maybe it wasn't, I don't know. So yeah, and then number 9 is a couple that literally nobody cares about, and that's Jake and Katie. Like, I think Jake and Katie were so cute. I think it's because I actually really like Jake as a character. I didn't like it when he was first introduced solely because of who he was paired with, but I had no problem with him ultimately. And Katie I also had no problem with. I was actually expecting more from Katie than what I got, but I still liked her overall. And I thought they were really cute together. Like, I also kind of really liked her chemistry with Dallas, but no. I'm glad she chose Jake because I like who Dallas ended up with, and I think Jake and Katie make much more sense. They were just cute, even though like they weren't really serious and they didn't know really the show, and like the show didn't care about them much, so the audience didn't really care about them much, but I did. Number 8 is another one of those couples that the show really didn't care about that much, but I cared about a lot, and that is Jenna and Connor. And I found a consensus among like a lot of big like Degrassi accounts that Jenna and Connor were actually a pretty well-liked couple. Like, they just were one of those couples that were kind of weird, but they made sense when they happened, and you didn't expect it would ever happen, but when it did, like, you realize that they're both each other's best pairing. And it was just cute. Like, they hardly had episodes dedicated to them, and when they did, it was always like a C plot, but it was a cute little C plot, and it was cute. Number 7 is a couple that I didn't actually care too much about them when it's like just Degrassi. I think I care about them a bit more during Degrassi Next Class, but it's because I love them so much in Degrassi Next Class that I feel like it constitutes like having them here in the best couples list, and that's Miles and Tristan. Because if you just watch Next Class, I feel like you can easily really ship Miles and Tristan. I do too. I know a lot of my friends who literally never watched the other Degrassi and just saw Next Class shipped Miles and Tristan. But if you actually like, you disregard Next Class and you just think of Miles and Tristan during seasons 13 through 14, because that's when Miles was introduced, they actually weren't that great because Miles was clearly always just using Tristan. You could tell the feelings might have been a little bit real and genuine, but he wasn't fully even over like his like Maya or anything like that, or you know, just you could tell that they had potential. Like, when they first like I started hanging out and like Tristan kissed him, Miles didn't react badly, and then they actually grew a really good friendship that I liked. But they clearly had potential, and thankfully that potential was fulfilled in Next Class, where they were literally one of my favorite couples there. And then number 6 is Dallas and Alli, because I've said before that Alli's only good pairing, besides Johnny DeMarco, bless his soul, is Dallas, because Dave was trash, Leo was literally trash. So because of that, truly Dallas was he was the one. Like, he literally had a crush on her from the get-go, chased her from like so long, and was very patient, kept there even when she clearly was ignoring him and his advances, and he ultimately got the girl, and he was a better person because of it, because when Dallas was first introduced, he wasn't that nice of a character to some people. He was a bit of a jerk, and they were so cute together, and they actually ended up together, like they're actually endgame, so super cute. And number 5 is a couple that did not end up together. They weren't endgame, but they really, like, in my opinion, I don't know, like it made sense that they weren't endgame, and it was actually really realistic the way it was done in my opinion, the portrayal, but I wish they could have been, because at the end of the day, Drew's like only good pairing in my opinion was with Bianca. So because of that, Drew and Bianca are my number 5, because I could go on a whole like video about my love for Drew and Bianca, because Bianca truly was a really bad girl and Drew wasn't really a good boy or anything. He had his own issues and problems, but being with him did make her life better ultimately and allowed her to find success in life and, you know, go to college and better herself. And being with Bianca is the only time that Drew is tolerable, because I'm sorry, but Drew is a freaking crap character most of the time. So next one, number 4, is a pairing that I remember like when it was like kind of introduced in season 11, I was really wanting it to be canon. I really wanted it to be real, because I didn't want Fiona to once again have a freaking crush on one of her straight girl best friends. So when it was revealed that Imogen, you know, reciprocated Fiona's feelings in the season 11 finale, I was so happy. And because of that, Fiona and Imogen are on here. They were a couple that did not end up together, because a lot of couples that graduated that year actually didn't end up together, I think, basically, but they were super freaking cute. Like Imogen's best relationship was with Fiona, and obviously Fiona's best relationship was with Imogen, because the other people who Fiona was with was like one other person, I'm pretty sure, because he can't really count when she dated like Riley. They were ultimately each other's best relationship, and they were cute, and it was a nice portrayal of like a pansexual dating a lesbian and how two complete opposites can attract. Like it was so cute. And then number 3 is a pairing that literally was only in one episode truly of Degrassi. It rolled over to Degrassi Next Class, but it was only in one episode, and it's Zoe and Grace. Because not since Cam and Maya, back in season 12, has any couple in Degrassi made me feel the way that Zoe and Grace made me feel in Don't Look Back. And I felt absolutely in love with them, and I could go on and make a whole video one day truly about how I don't like how that situation was really handled in Next Class, in my opinion. Not because, like, I like what Degrassi was trying to do and having like the girl who you think is probably a lesbian and the girl who you think is not a lesbian, how the roles are kind of reversed, and you know, Grace actually likes guys, whatever. But I don't like the way it was handled whatsoever. I don't think it was done in a realistic way.
4 to 6 weeks later.
But in that one episode where they were just finally like really becoming good friends, and they had so much chemistry, and the kiss, it was all so cute, and I really shipped it so hard before Degrassi Next Class completely burned that ship to the ground. And then number 1 and 2 are like really important to me, so I'm just gonna go through some honorable mentions, like literally just gonna say names, which is Marisol and Mo, so cute. Owen and Anya, so freaking cute. And then Maya with Zig, but also Maya with Miles, because But yeah, for my number 2, obviously I have to include Cam and Maya, because I literally just mentioned that not since Cam and Maya have I felt that way, but let me tell you that in season 12, it was 2012, that summer of 2012, at that point, my number 1 couple had already been, you know, going on and off for about 2 years. So I still loved my number 1 couple, which at this point, like I feel like anyone who's seen Degrassi should know who my number 1 is gonna be. But I just didn't feel like that, you know, like fresh feeling of like love for a new pairing until Cam and Maya came along. And I fell in love with them so hard, literally before season 12 even started, and it was just the previews, just the teasers, just the possibility of a relationship. Like, they were my everything, and I really played myself with Cam and Maya, because ultimately, you know, we all know what happened with Cam, and it sucks, because I really think that so much more could have happened with that couple, but we'll never know. And it was for the best. Like, Degrassi needed to tell that storyline, and they did it so well. You know, it's like sometimes Degrassi might not get storylines, you know, good. They might not do it well and portray it well, but that Cam's suicide was definitely one of the best portrayals of teen suicide and mental health issues that I've ever seen, you know, like 13 Reasons Why I wishes it could. And then my number one, Avi, is like not just my number one for Degrassi or whatnot, it's actually my number one overall of like Degrassi Next Class, Degrassi Next Generation, Degrassi Junior High, Degrassi High, like all of Degrassi. I don't think that for when there continues being newer Degrassi, I don't think any couple will be able to compare to the love I have for this couple and that I remain and will always have for this couple. And that is Eclare, Eli and Clare, Elijah Goldsworthy, and Claire Edwards, okay? Because these two, like, I am not alone in loving them. The creators of the show clearly love them as well. And they were so obviously like, because Claire was like the unofficial new Emma. She was like the unofficial main character in a show where there is no true main character. And Eli kind of became that guy as well, like the unofficial, I guess, main character in a way of a show that truly is supposed to have no main character. So their relationship ultimately became the relationship of the show, love or hate it, because the fandom was very split. You either loved with every inch of your being Eclare, or you just, you know, hated them and wish they got less screen time or no screen time, as they got a lot. There's literally so much happened to them in the span of these 4 seasons, which when you think about it was only like 3 years of high school. Yeah, 3 years of high school. For Claire at least, it was like 2 years of high school and then 1 year of college for Eli. They're everything. I don't even know how to properly express my love for them. They are one of my favorite couples of all time on television, and they were endgame. Like, they were endgame. They were each other's freaking soulmates. Like, they are everything. Like, they, hands down, one of the best couples ever written in television, especially on Degrassi. I'm really hyping it up, but I love Eli and Claire, truly. The chemistry, the storylines they were given, just everything about them is a 101% A+++ for me. But yeah, I'm gonna end this video now and go do some schoolwork, so bye.